Evi and Adonia need no introduction to Agape Greek Radio. One of our favorite duos are now embarking on a new podcast called Woman Up, and they join us to chat all about it. Hi.
Hello, girls.
How are you?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us on the show. It's been a while since Evi and I had a segment on Agape, so it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you for spotlighting us this week.
The hello was too long because it was coming all the way from Greece.
Yeah. So I guess that's a big step in this journey. As Evi and I are both living in Greece right now. When we met, probably if you had asked us 10 years from now, what would we be doing? And I probably wouldn't tell you this, that's for sure. And it's so awesome that you're asking us about our podcast, because that's something that fruitioned when Evi came to Greece. I was still in Canada, and I don't know how long. She was here a year before me. She calls me up one day. We always have ideas. Like, she's my morning coffee, whether it be 6, 7, 8 in the morning. We're usually on the phone together. And she called me one day. We were talking about leveling up for a really long time. And I'm like, level up. I'm like, woman up. Like, I kept saying that to her. Like, we have to woman up. We want to get a hold of our dreams and do these things. So she called me and she's like, I have an idea.
And Woman Up was a whole different, it wasn't supposed to start as a podcast. Like,
it was supposed to start as clothing attire. That was the initial gig. And then we were talking, we miss radio.
And it's been fun. I mean, we've learned so many things, right, Ado? Like, we hang out with we'll finish an interview and we'll sit there for like our extra 10 minutes and talk about Adonia and be like, damn, like, so much fun just meeting women all around and just having like interesting conversations. Yeah.
It's a whole shift in spirit. Like, the women that we've interviewed have all been really incredible and remarkable on the journey. And lots of things that most of them have shared with us, they've never shared before. So it's this process of opening up and stories. The whole purpose is, if my story is impactful, I got to share it in hopes that somebody else that's gone through the same thing or going through something similar can reach out. Like, it's building community, and it's building community globally. Evi and I have juggled time zones because we're both here. We're dealing with Mountain Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, like Australia. It's crazy, but the whole process has been so awesome. And the women that have volunteered their time, this is all volunteer based too, right? And it takes time to put this all together, from the pre-interview to then locking in the date, to then Evi being the master editor that she is. You know, I don't know how she hasn't gone crazy, because you have to listen to these things over and over and over and over again.
And it's not only that, we do the graphics ourselves, like Instagram stories ourselves. We create the graphics
Posts,
ourselves.
all of it.
Canva, love Canva. Canva
is I know, right?
My best friend. But the most exciting thing is we're actually talking about creating a business edition right now, because we're super into growth and not like be rich, like Lamborghini, show me your money, like, ooh, in the groove, you know what I mean, kind of type of wealth, but the actual wealth, and about women entrepreneurship, and you know, how to make money online, and you know, how, like, the relationship you have with money and all that stuff. So we kind of want to create this business edition, I don't know, unlimited episodes where we talk with women about business and how they succeed, either working from home, they're working online, they're working on, you know, an actual business, even if it's investing, crypto, still trying to understand crypto.
Still trying to understand that one.
NFTs, still trying to understand NFTs for the life of me. But yeah.
I'm still trying to understand putting my bank card in the in the machine. Like, what are you guys talking about over here? Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. But one of our girls, one of our women that we interviewed, her message to everyone, to women, was, get your money shit together. And that was like the third one. Yeah. That was our second or third one. Yeah. Jennifer Steed. And she's so right. Yeah. And that still resonates with me, because that's an ongoing process for myself and an ongoing process for Evi. And I think as women, you know, independent women that want a specific, I don't want to use the word success because I don't link success with money. Of course it has a part to it, but like, how do we move forward in this world, knowing that we have security, not having to be dependent on family or a spouse or whatever. Some people are okay with being dependent on other people. I'm not one of those people. And I know that in this journey here, I'm going to lock that piece in, whatever it takes, because I don't stop. Once I figure out the equation, I will definitely share it if there's one to share.
So I had the honor of chatting with you both for this podcast not that long ago. So I'm going to ask you a similar question that you both asked me. Why storytelling? What makes it the perfect way to share people's experiences and connect and build community?
Engagement. It's the number one, and that's why it's in our intro too, right? Like the most powerful tool of storytelling. Because in every pitch, in every speech, in every sales, like the best salespeople out there, B2B, B2C, B2E, whatever is out there, everybody starts with a story. So this is the best way to actually engage, because people, everybody on this earth, people like us, like I will get, if I can, feel that we have something similar in our lives, then I will most likely follow you and want to do business with you and want to know more about you, because through your story, like our stories are similar. Our stories will never be the same, because we're all unique, right? But they're going to be similar. So once I hear something similar, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like a bee seeing a honey. I'm coming to you. Wait, it's like our people, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing when we're in Canada, you meet a Greek person, you're like, the first thing, oh, I'm Greek, I just came back from, oh, you're Greek, come here, let us speak. Where from? Like, tell me, Crete, Chania, Athena, oh, Parthenon, Acropolis. So that's, you just start sharing the stories, and then you start seeing so many similar things, and you end up being like cousins from another cousin, from another mother, whatever. But yeah, I feel like through a story, you can basically engage human emotion, and you can like actually trigger human emotion, and that's how you're gonna be that's how they're gonna remember you, right? It's the story you tell about yourself. Like, for example, here for everybody, I'm the Greek Canadian with the accent, like I speak English, whatever, like, and I want to keep that, because that's how they're gonna remember me. If I want to get a job, if I want to get a new client, like there's some things that you want to keep when you tell your story.
And I think if I can add on top of that, I think vibration is huge, right?
Yeah.
Drawing in your vibe. And of course, we've also interviewed women with stories that have nothing to do with Evi and I, or like have really incited us. There's been probably the majority of our podcasts that we've recorded, we've cried, like on set, like during the interview, because vulnerability comes up. Authenticity comes up, and sometimes that doesn't come out in the pre-interview. How many times have you met somebody for the first time and you're able to get on a deeper level with them? It's hard. It happens. I can tell you that it's happened to me lots this last year and a half, because my vibration has changed, my surroundings have changed. I have a story that Evi could interview me at some point, and we are going to get interviewed for our own podcast by some of our past guests. Like, that's what we want to do. My life has completely changed. And at an age where maybe somebody in their later 30s wouldn't take a risk like this, but the value and the networking and the growth, I didn't realize how many things that I could learn being away from my family and my comfort zone. I've been uncomfortable, and this is it. People tell that uncomfortable part of their story, which is the vulnerability part, which is the latch, which is like, okay, I remember now that you're human, because we're all human. And I think by unwinding and being able to share your story, you let down your masks.
Yep.
You show who you are. And that's what makes us successful.
Yeah.
Because you're helping people, whether they're paying you, whether it's energetically that they're listening to you and following you, there's some sort of value there. So Woman Up has helped me become a better person through the stories of other women.
And who has been like your favorite interview so far? Who have you interviewed that has left an impact on you?
Oh, goodness.
It's probably hard to answer.
So
No,
hard
it's
to answer.
look, I think every
Everyone
woman
has left an impact.
Yeah.
every story happened to be different. So yeah, I think every woman was just had an impact. And I think I speak for the both of us when I say that. Like
Yes.
from Jen to you, Tina, to Christy, from all around, from moving across from Canada to Greece. Who else?
From
Alexander.
teachers, like teachers that were in the school system that, you know, love to teach so much and just had a different shine of light, whether their other passion took them out of the school system or they needed to like take care of their kids. Like we have an impactful story. We just interviewed a woman who, you know, her story is inspired of what she does now because she gave birth to a child that has a heart condition, and he's 10 now. He's got a pacemaker. Like this shit is real. Like there's lots of life stuff going on, and not to devalue anyone. Like there's so many favorites. It's so hard because everyone's is so different.
And
right?
I get why it's so hard too, because I get asked this question as well. And it's true because everyone leaves an impact on you, and you truly leave, as cheesy as it may sound, you really leave every interview taking something away and being inspired in some way. I have never left an interview without having some sort of life lesson attached to it. And I think that's the power in all of this as well.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, that's the power of their story, right? Want to bring more women. Want to do the edition, the business edition. We want to do more bloopers because we love to laugh. That's why I'm saying, like, it happens to be a lot of them to be a little bit more intense in the 22 women that we've interviewed. But man, like, we want to bring the laughter, and we want to do a little bit of comedy too, just because we're good at it.
Yeah. And also, Evi and I talked about this the other morning. We take life so bloody seriously. Like we have to let loose a little bit.
We
like,
do, it's true.
You know, and we all go through grief, whether it's we lose somebody that's living or we lose somebody that actually passes on, you know, and grief has been a major role for me over these last few years in making the decision that I did to come and explore life over here. Everyone always asks you, πήγες στην Ελλάδα μόνιμα? My response is, τι είναι μόνιμο? Δεν υπάρχει τίποτα μόνιμο. Nothing lasts forever. And I just hear you laughing over there. But it's so true. And
because the favorite one is, why would you come to Greece?
Why would you come to Greece? Why would you leave Canada? And you know, life is too short, and the people the people that have passed away in my life a lot recently have been my age or younger. And it's just a light bulb saying, do what you got to do now. What are you waiting for? There is no right time for anything. You just got to jump. Right? Like, silly example, tomorrow, like I'm doing a kayak training, kayak training certification right now. I know what we have to do tomorrow. I'm scared shitless to do it tomorrow. And like, I'm trying right now to work with my fear and envisioning myself. I'm going to do it. It's going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You're not, you know, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But I still have that, like, Enya, it's not going to be the right time tomorrow. It could have been the right time today. It could be in a week. It doesn't matter. There's no right time for anything. Just jump. For people that are on the edge, just jump, and don't do it by yourself.
Jump into the waterfall with your kayak. That's the message that Adonia gives us today.
I'm not jumping
Take that
in.
leap of faith.
Let me clarify for you. I'm not jumping in. I'm rolling my kayak in, and I'm attached to it. Okay.
Go to that waterfall. Even if it's 100 feet deep, take a leap.
Taking the leap of faith.
Yeah. Well, so much of your podcast too is about motivation, right? So how do you keep yourselves motivated?
By teasing each other and talking all day. Literally, we talk every day.
And if I can pick back on this, I think for me, like, how do we stay so motivated? Like, I don't really believe in motivation because it's like it could last for a second. You have to be disciplined. So, and with the discipline comes tough love. Yeah. So Evi and I are really good at helping each other with discipline, reminding each other what each other said. Okay. So we hold each other accountable. This is what we do. And this is why Woman Up came to fruition. and whatever is going to stem from Woman Up. We have lots of ideas, and we're hardworking chicks, and we just want to make things happen for the time that we're here and enjoy our lives in the process.
That's what it's all about at the end.
Yeah, like the days that you don't want to do the things you don't want to do, that's when you got to do them. Okay, that's why you got to push through that, to discipline yourself to make stuff happen. And I spoke a little bit about this on my post this past week. There's always going to be some reason why you can't. Don't let that be the reason why you don't. Like, can't is always going to be there. I can't do this. I'm going to make excuses. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Forget it. You want something. If you want it bad enough, you'll go through the trials and tribulations to get it. Because usually when we want something so badly, it's not going to come easy.
Yeah, that's exactly true. And I love that
it's habits. You need to build habits, bottom line. Any self-help book that you'll get out there, and I've read a lot of them, so has Adonia, it's give yourself 60 days. Do the same thing for 60 days. It's not about like, it's for the smallest thing. Even if you want to like go for a walk every day, if you want to like start being active every day or something, do it for 60 days. But
you're setting the foundation by doing that.
Yeah. And that's why I love your podcast and your page as well, because it really does motivate you to get up and get started and do something, and dare to do something also that you haven't done before. So it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
over-blabbed a bit.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we did. That's okay.
Can we tell you? Can we tell you where to find Woman Up?
Yes.
Evi?
Oh, you can find us on Instagram at the moment, and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, basically in all the major distributors out there. Just type Woman Up. There's only one you. There's 22 episodes, if I'm not wrong, and we're coming back in the next couple of weeks with our new episode for the season. I shouldn't say for the new year because we're still in 2022. But yeah, business edition is on the works. It's going to take some time, but we're going to start releasing that. So if you are an entrepreneur or somebody who knows business, we would be more than happy to interview you, or somebody 100%. We're all in. We're on Instagram. We are building. Sometime we'll build a website, some point. But yeah, you can find us Instagram, baby. That's it. Just Instagram.